Our third topic is, and we just found this out just a little while ago, didn't we? And that is that Jaden Smith, yes, Will Smith's son, is in the running to play Miles Morales. Yes. Anyway, this comes to us via IGN. And it says, Miles Morales' Spider-Man is a character beloved by fans across the board. Sony's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was a stunning animated introduction of the character, who was the first Black Spider-Man introduced after the Death of Spider-Man storyline in 2011. It is only natural that Marvel would want to bring this character in the MCU or in Sony's supposed superhero universe. And it seems the casting directors have already found the actor for the role. According to several reports, Jaden Smith is reportedly the frontrunner to play Miles Morales in upcoming MCU projects. In January 2022, Jaden Smith had teased a photo of himself in a Spider-Man mask as well. Because, look at that. However, when popular leaker My Time to Shine Hello confirmed that Jaden indeed spoke to Marvel about a role, rumours about his appearance as Miles Morales picked up wind. Now Jaden's father, Will Smith, has seemingly confirmed his son's role in the MCU with a cryptic statement to Pop Time. Roughly translated, he said, "My son is preparing himself physically and mentally to get a place as one of the characters who will make history for the first time in the saga of a movie that many already know and ask for." This definitely seems like a confirmation of Jaden's role as Miles Morales in the MCU, which would be an interesting casting. Jaden has previously worked in movies like Life in the Year, After Earth, garbage, and The Karate Kid, where his performances were thoroughly refreshing. However, being a part of the MCU...
Thoroughly refreshing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who's writing this article. However, being a part of the MCU as one of the most iconic superheroes is going to be massive for the 23... Wow, he's only 23 still. 23-year-old.
Feels like he's been around forever.
Do you know what I mean? Considering the sheer pressure that comes along with it. I'm not going to go into the rest of it.
I'm in two minds, Lau.
Go on, tell me your thoughts, bro.
He fits the bill.
He fits the cast type.
He fits the cast type. He's that. He does, totally. He is a very highly experienced actor.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something, I don't know. I just think if he gets it, he needs to be the best guy for the job and not because he's Jaden Smith. That's where I'm at. But
that was one of my things.
Yeah, like I'm not saying he can't do a sterling job at it. I'm not saying he can't. But I just think people up and coming, because you know me, I'm always for the new guy and a fresh face to a fresh character. You know, like we knew Tom Holland, but we didn't know Tom Holland until he became Spider-Man.
Exactly.
We knew Andrew Garfield, but not until Spider-Man.
Right. Toby, I didn't even know who Toby was.
Who was Toby?
I didn't know.
Did not know Toby. Yeah. You know, like, I like when the freshness of a fresh actor comes in to play, you know, like a cult hero, and they can do it for a little while. Jaden, I'm just thinking to myself, what, you know, what's the pushback? I don't know.
Right, so I'm gonna address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
And that is his weird behavior.
Okay.
You didn't want to go into it.
Oh, no.
So let's get it right. Okay, let's get it right. So Jaden is known to behave, and I'll put it mildly, very weird outside. Okay. Especially the last 5 years we've heard. On a level very similar to Shia LaBeouf, and you see how idiot Shia LaBeouf is. You know what I mean? Very similar to that level. Okay. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
You've heard the
yeah, I've heard bits.
But see, my thing is this. With that, you know and I know that especially with the big, massive cast the MCU has, with their main players, they're not going to stand for no nonsense.
No.
But then, is there going to be a conflict? Because, as you've quite rightly said, and I think, because it just makes sense, Will Smith got him that role.
Yeah.
Think about all the actors they could have. I don't even know who was up for that role, but I'm quite sure, as you would be, that there's many actors that we don't know that would be perfect for that role, and that would knock it, and that would knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
Right. But they had chose Jaden Smith. Why? Because of who his dad is.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His dad had a hand, and even his dad was saying, "My son is prepared." That tells you alone. Yeah, he would have kept his mouth shut. Otherwise,
what's he preparing for?
Why are you even talking about it?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So that shows me that you got him the role.
Yeah.
Well, you helped get him the role anyway.
Yeah. Do you think he's got the role?
I think so.
You think he's got?
I think so.
But they just can't say nothing yet.
Yeah, you know how I mean, you've been in the game a while now. You know how these things go. When we start hearing them kind of rumors, 9 times out of 10, deal's done.
Fire,
deal's done.
You wouldn't start talking about Luke Cage unless you know.
Right.
You got to be at least what 60, minimum 60%. This is my role.
I wouldn't even say 60. I would say 80.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you've basically, for me to say, yeah, Leon, I got Luke Cage, I would have to have Kevin Feige talk to my agent and talk to me.
Yeah.
Then I know. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and that brings me back to me saying, if he's the best guy for the job, then he's the best guy.
Then he's the best. Yeah,
then he's the best guy. I know he can do it. Can he handle it?
Well, that's what we're going to find out.
And you know, if he does get it and he is doing it, can he handle it? Because there's a lot of pressure, and you've got to be super balanced.
And that's
is
the
he
problem.
Balanced?
That's the problem.
Is he balanced?
He's not. He's from what we've seen. He's not.
Yes, from what's been depicted.
Do you know what I mean? And he hasn't been balanced when he hasn't had half the pressure he's going to have from the MCU.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Because he's been able to jump into things and jump out. Like, it's done now.
Because and again, his dad helped him a lot with his career. His dad was the reason why he had his dad made the Karate Kid. After Earth was his dad's thing. That was garbage anyway.
Yeah, they admit that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
They admit it was garbage.
Exactly. But my point is that his dad has spearheaded, as a dad should. To be honest with you, I'd do the same with my kid if he wanted to do it.
Let me tell you something.
You know what I mean?
If my kid had no talent, I'm still gonna push him. That's my boy. If
that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah, if that's what he wanted to do. All right,
yeah.
let me try it. Like, my name's Will Smith.
Well, yeah.
Kev.
Try it in, innit?
Kevin. Bring my youth in. Bring my child in, please, as a favour.
That's why I can't really blame Will Smith. I can't really blame Will. But as you've quite rightly pointed out, Jaden has got the acting chops.
He has got the acting chops.
I ain't gonna deny that.
Can't knock it. And he fits the profile.
And he does fit the bill.
Yeah.
But you see Tom Holland, he plays the game. He's well behaved outside. He doesn't do any stupidness. You know what I mean? He has just as much, probably even more pressure, especially now after the last film, on his head. And he just plays the game.
And what you got to remember is when you're in the MCU, you're part of the brand. You can't mess up that brand. So there will be things in the contract, like bringing, like, say for example, Sony or into disrepute, like making them look bad. Like, that's the Spider-Man, and he's done that.
100%.
So is it a risk?
It is
maybe a tiny risk.
But do you know what? As the MCU has shown, they're not afraid to get rid of people.
No,
they got rid of Edward Norton as as Bruce Banner. They got rid of Terrence Howard. As a War Machine, and brought in Don Cheadle. They're not afraid of getting rid of people. No. If they have to, they'll do it.
But do we really know why they got rid of Terrence Howard?
That was a whole story.
Real sketchy.
Yeah,
but either way, they're not afraid to do it.
They're not afraid to. If they feel that it's going to hurt their bottom line, they will get rid of
their main actor.
Right. Do you know what I mean?
Because if you're there and Robert's not happy, Mr. Downey Jr., it's like, Robert's not happy, I'll just get rid of this one.
Right, just get rid of him.
Switch him out, one black man for another minor.
Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, obviously it's going to help that Will Smith is in his corner.
Yes.
But I just hope that he can behave himself. you know, because as you quite rightly said, the MCU is not the place to be messing around because they will get rid of you.
Well,
you represent their brand.
Well, you think about it. You're a hero, so you're a hero to children, and children will follow you. Children will look at what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you know, the terrible thing is that half these children idolize celebrities, or when it's nonsense.
Yeah.
People idolize celebrities.
Yeah.
I'm just not on it like that.
No, of course
I
not.
don't want my children to idolize anyone other than me, because me are the father. But yeah. So,
guys, what do you think?
This? What do you think? So we've said a bit of everything, really.
Yeah.
Like, he does fit the profile. He's a great actor. You know, he's since Pursuit of Happiness, since he's a little baby, he's been on screen. So I have no doubt that he can carry the role. So, you know, it's just...
But it's just the other stuff.
Yeah, what do you think? Will
he handle the pressure? And as he's shown, he cracks up under no pressure. So, yeah. But anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think he's the right cast for this? Can you think of anyone else? Because I can't really think of anyone else.
Not off the top.
Not off the top of my head. Can you think of anyone who would be right for this role? And do you think that despite his acting ability, he will mesh well with the rest of the MCU cast? Leave some comments down below and let us know what you think.